Side politics.
Sunday with Laura Koonsberg, tomorrow at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Live from Washington, this is BBC News. Israel presses forward with its ground operation in Gaza as it intensifies its air assault. For people in Gaza, more devastation and a communications blackout there. The situation in some areas is now catastrophic.
A week ago, the hospital was out of service because of no fuel and was evacuated. But today, the main building of the hospital was destroyed.
Thousands of pro-Palestinian protesters march through London and cities across Europe. Plus, the death toll from Storm Otis climbs to 39 as Mexico cleans up and searches for those still missing. Hello, I'm Carl Nasman. We begin with the latest now from Gaza, where the Hamas-run health ministry says the death toll in the territory has now passed 8,000 people. Israel has been bombing Gaza since the October 7th Hamas attack that killed some 1,400 people. You see now some of the latest images coming in of the airstrikes currently across the Gaza Strip. Hundreds more during that attack on Israel were taken as hostages. Israeli Defense Forces have said its latest nighttime attacks struck some 150 targets and killed some key figures within Hamas, which is designated as a terror group by the UK, US, and many other Western nations. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that the ground operation in Gaza has entered a second phase with Israeli troops in Gaza's north and in the south. He's also warned that the war with Hamas will be long and difficult. Speaking at a joint news conference with his defense minister, Yoav Gallant, and emergency war cabinet member Benny Gantz, Mr. Netanyahu described the conflict as Israel's second war of independence. He declared Israel would win the war and make every effort to bring the hostages back home. Also on Saturday, in his first comments since the war began 3 weeks ago, Hamas's leader in the Gaza Strip has offered to release all Israeli hostages being held in Gaza in return for the freeing of all Hamas prisoners in Israeli jails. Now, in a statement, Yahya Sinwar says, "We are ready for an immediate exchange deal that includes the release of all prisoners in the prisons of the Zionist enemy in exchange for the release of all prisoners with the resistance." Now, Danny Danon is a member of Israel's Knesset who sits on the Israeli Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee, and he shared with the BBC his reaction to Hamas calling for that prisoner swap.
It's not the first time that Hamas is conducting